When you look in Black and brown communities, they face issues that many communities throughout the country don't usually face. We're talking about housing insecurity, incarceration. These are things that we deal with on the regular basis, just based on who we are, our social economic status, and our race and ethnicity.
Radical Partners is a social impact accelerator that's based in Miami. We invest in leaders, engage locals, co-design solutions, and build coalitions so that we can collectively strengthen our communities.
One of the ways in which we build capacity amongst our leaders is through Leadership Lab, a program that really gives leaders the opportunity to take a stop and think about their program and the impact that they're trying to have on the world. For this particular Leadership Lab, we took the notion that the best leaders in the community to solve the problems that our people are facing are us. Therefore, this Leadership Lab was designed for us, by us. We were looking for Black and brown leaders throughout the Tri-County area, that's Miami-Dade, Broward, and West Palm Beach, in order to build community leaders into the strong faces of organizations that are helping out our people every single day.
I am a 1%er, not with my income, but because I am a Black woman and I am also a mechanical engineer. So we are a rare breed, right? So I was always the only woman, Black woman, or minority or Black person in the room. And that's what Tech Girl Power is providing. Our workshops are led by real women, engineers, scientists, techies, who act as role models for our girls to emulate.
I'm actually still a full-time teacher in the classroom. And so we've had to pivot a lot, especially during the pandemic, to get kids healthy eating. Our key is to meet them where they are. So right now we have our Youth Nutrition Change Agent program, where we get kids smoothie packs, including frozen fruit, almond milk, protein, honey, a blender, and everything they need to make a healthy smoothie. And we deliver it to either after-school programs or to their homes, so we can encourage healthy eating inside the household and include the family as well.
We teach people how to grow food. All the fresh produce that we grow, we give it back to the community for free. We don't charge anybody anything at all. The reason why we're doing what we're doing is because, unfortunately, throughout the course of time, systematically, we have gone through a food apartheid within our neighborhoods. So instead of complaining about problems that we know these people aren't going to fix, we decided to take it upon ourselves to learn to grow our own food on our own and then teach our community how to do it.
I'm the founder and president of the 2/5 Institute, and we are a nonprofit think tank where we amplify the voices of Black scholars. Most of the think tanks here in America are in DC, and so I started to do the work right here in Miami. Sort of try to find ways to help corporate America and non-Black folks, work on, their altruism, right? How do we help work with communities that are not like our own?
I would love for people to know that even though a person is suffering with mental health or if they have some type of disability, that doesn't mean they're not qualified to do some type of work. We provide employment training for adults with disabilities, and we also provide home care services for adults with disabilities and senior citizens throughout South Florida. Just working in that field just lets me know that I'm doing something to create a difference.
One of the things I like to do is bring awareness to kids with chronic pain, because chronic pain is one of the things that you can't see. Right? You can see a broken leg, you can see a cast, you can see stitches, but you can't see somebody's invisible pain. Over 1.7 million kids suffer with chronic pain. That's 1 in 4 kids that live with chronic pain. My mission is to support, nurture, and empower them so they can have a better quality of life.
Solving a big social issue or big social issues is not a work of one, but a work of many doing different things. One of the things that has been very successful in this cohort specifically is the cohesion they have among the leaders. The power of collaboration, how everybody works together to solve these systematic issues, has been super successful in this cohort itself.
300 letters is really the amount of letters my husband and I wrote to each other during our incarceration. We were divided by incarceration and left behind our 2 children. So we want to strengthen and rebuild the parent-child relationship after incarceration. So really with 300 letters, we are focused on building a community of breaking stigmas and understanding that incarceration affects millions of families.
People have this idea of what a criminal is, who it is that commits crime, without ever examining why it is that people end up in those situations. And so core to our work is actually developing the leadership of people who have been directly impacted by this system. And the reason that we do that is because our members are not criminals, their family members are not criminals. They're people who have immense amount of leadership potential and are actually the ones who have knowledge about what public safety truly requires. They're the ones who know they committed this crime for this particular reason, and these are the things that would have helped in order to not commit those crimes.
We know that systems don't heal people, people heal together through community. It is extremely difficult for people who are transitioning back into the community to stabilize themselves because they're constantly fighting and trying to maneuver through systems that were built to oppress them intentionally. And the reason that it's critical to think about that is because as people transition back into our community, we want to be able to support them with making meaningful contributions to society.
Femme sage in Haitian Creole, it means midwife. And so what we'll say is midwives catch babies and femme sage, we catch communities. And so a lot of our healing work and what that means is that we create spaces for people who are going through hard times, that need community space, and that they're trying to figure out what self-care looks like, what it looks like to be well and healthy in an unjust world.
When it comes to people who use drugs in general, there's plenty of misconception. We're not there to vilify the person for using drugs. We're there to keep them safe. Now, when it comes to harm reduction, you approach people where they are. You meet them where they are and you ask them what they're looking for in services as opposed to telling them what they should do. So that's the approach that we take. We take a love, compassionate kind of approach where usually people who use drugs don't get that love and compassion at all.
It's important to have leaders such as myself because I am from Brown Sub. I bleed, I grew up in Brown Sub, high poverty, high crime neighborhood right outside of Liberty City. I'm an educator in Liberty City. I am now an assistant principal in the school system, so I'm able to impact, encourage, and motivate young people to believe in themselves. It's important for me to be a part of that journey. They see me in the neighborhoods. They see me talking to individuals. They see me in action. They see me at the community meetings. They see me standing up for what I believe what's right for our children so our children can survive, so our children can feel like they are a part of this community because we all make a difference.
When you have a leader, when you have an organization that's already trusted, that really knows and understands what's happening there, then there's definitely a higher potential to actually change things. They know about the context, they know what's happening. You cannot say we're going to transform this community without involving the community and without elevating the community, promoting economic mobility in that same community.
I just thank Radical Partners for having the foresight to be able to put together a program like this that celebrates the BIPOC community. And I have no doubt that we're going to really make an impact in South Florida for the work that we do.
All of us are just deeply passionate. Every person that I met has such a deep sense of what it means to have a Miami that's fair, a Miami that actually allows everybody who lives here to thrive. And I think that if all of us are successful, I think that's what Miami would look like.